This is Physics Chapter 2, Electrostatics, Electrostatic Potential Energy and Capacitance. We finished with the theory part of this chapter, the first theory part. Now we are at the numericals, and there are some formulae which we must look at before beginning the chapter, before ending this part actually, because this is the end of the first part. Today I'm going to end the first part. There are some numericals. Let's see the formula. du. What is du? Change in potential energy of the system. Change in potential energy of the system is negative of the work done by conservative force. Negative of the work done by the conservative force. So du is minus dwc, which is equal to u2 minus u1, which is negative of integration of f dr from I to f. I is initial position, f is final position. So if you are doing work on a certain charge, or if you can say if you are bringing a charge closer or farther from another charge, then there will be change in the potential energy of the system, which is equal to the negative of the work done by this conservative force. Which conservative force? Electrostatic force, because it is conservative in nature. Second formula: electric potential energy of an electron orbiting around a nucleus. Now this one is from that example of hydrogen. We found out this formula. So electric potential energy of an electron orbiting around the nucleus is minus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Z e square upon r. Okay. Now this electron cannot, just on its own jump out of this orbit and become free. It cannot. It has to be supplied an equal amount of energy to jump out of this orbit. Okay. So kinetic energy of this electron, which it requires to go out of the orbit, is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Z e square upon 2r. So total energy is minus 1 upon total energy is kinetic energy plus electric potential energy, which is the sum of this one and this one, which is minus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Z e square upon 2r. So binding energy is minus of total energy, which is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Z e square upon 2r. So if this much energy is supplied to any electron, it becomes free. Its total energy becomes zero, it becomes free, and it can go out of the orbit. Electric potential due to point charge q at a distance r. Now we have not yet seen the derivation of electric potential formula, but still for your reference, electric potential is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into q by r, and potential difference is work done in moving a charge from A to B upon charge, that is E. Okay, so we'll keep these formula in mind, and we'll try to understand the questions which are given to us. The first question is here. Two electrons are fired towards each other with a speed of 3 into 10 raised to 16 meter per second. That is more than the speed of light. Speed of light is 3 into 10. Oh, sorry, it is 3 into 10 raised to 6 meter per second. Okay, so two electrons, two charged particles or electrons, are fired towards each other with the speed of 3 into 10 raised to 6 meter per second. This is their velocity. This is both their velocities. Okay. What would be the minimum separation between the electrons? Minimum separation means up to what distance they would come facing off each other. Up to what distance they would come together facing off each other. So what would be the minimum or closest distance of approach between them? And that is what they are asking. What is the closest distance of approach between these two electrons? These two electrons are moving towards each other with this speed. How close can they come to each other? That's what they're asking. Okay, so let the distance of closest approach means the minimum distance which would be there between these two electrons when they come face to face each other. Let the distance of closest approach be r naught. r भी ले सकते थे, r naught लेना ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है, but let's follow the technicalities which are mentioned in the textbook. Okay, so r naught over here is the minimum distance between the electrons. ठीक है, therefore r naught is minimum distance between two electrons. So the two electrons can come as close as r naught, not more closer than that, to each other. Okay, so at this distance what would happen? See, the electrons were moving towards each other, and at this distance they would come and stop. And after this point of time, when they come this much close to each other and they just stop, they will move again in the opposite direction due to force of repulsion. Okay, so at you can say at r naught, the total kinetic energy of both electrons will get converted into electrostatic potential energy. At this distance r naught, the total kinetic energy of both electrons will get converted into electrostatic potential energy. So let the mass of each electron be m and velocity be v. Therefore, kinetic energy of both electrons is equal to half mv square plus half mv square, which is mv square. So if E is the charge on each electron, then electric potential energy of the system. Okay. Therefore, electrostatic potential energy we can find out of the system. We already know the formula: 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught multiplied by q1 q2 upon r, not r square, multiplied by q1 q2, that is E into E, upon r, which is r naught. Okay, so the whole kinetic energy gets converted into electrostatic potential energy. So we can say that mv square becomes 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught multiplied by E square upon r naught, multiplied by E square upon r naught. So r naught will come over here, and this will become E square upon 4 pi epsilon naught mv square. So we know the value of E. What is E? E is your charge on the electron, that is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 the whole square. Okay, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9. M, mass of electron, is 9 into 10 raised to minus 31, and velocity we already know. So just by putting the values and simplifying, we'll get the answer. So be ready for the calculation. You have to do the calculation. I will just write everything for you. You will pause the video and do the calculation. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 raised to 9, multiplied by e square is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 the whole square, the whole upon mv square. Mass is 9 into 10 raised to minus 31 of 1 electron into v square, that is 3 into 10 raised to 6 the whole square. 3 into 10 raised to 6 the whole square. Okay, so r naught will take a value. Please pause the video and find it out so I can write the final answer. You can pause the video and you can write the whole numerical. It is better that you write the whole numerical and then find the answer. So I think you're done. So the final answer comes out to be 2.8 into 10 raised to minus 11 meters. So the two electrons will come this close before moving in the opposite direction by the force of repulsion. Okay, let's go to the next question. The answer is correct. Two-point object masses of 2 point objects of masses 10 grams each carry a charge of opposite nature with the same magnitude of 50 microcoulomb are held at rest at a separation of 2 meter. So you can say one of the charge is over here, other charge is over here, and the distance between both of them is 2 meter. The mass of this particular charge is 10 grams. The mass of this charge is also 10 grams. The charge of opposite nature with the same magnitude. So Q1 is plus 50 microcoulomb, Q2 minus 50 microcoulomb. Now the point objects are released from the state of rest. Okay, calculate the speed acquired by both the objects when separation between them reduces to half the initial value. Okay, so what happens is when they are left, they come close to each other and the separation between them becomes equal to 1 meter. Okay, so these 2 point charges are opposite in nature. Okay, one is positive, one is negative. So when they are held at a separation of 2 meter, they are already trying to attract each other, but because they are held at this particular distance, they are not able to come closer to each other. But if they are released from the state of rest, what will happen? The system will lose its electrostatic potential energy, and this electrostatic potential energy at 2 meter will get converted into kinetic energy, and they will move towards each other and come closer to each other up to a distance of 1 meter. We have to find the speed acquired by both the objects when the separation between them reduces to half of the initial value. Separation between them. Okay, so the distance between them initially, which was 2 meter, now has become 1 meter, but at this point they are not at rest, they are moving. We just need to find what is the speed which these 2 point charges have acquired at this particular distance. Okay, so let us first find the change in electrostatic potential energy. So of course there will be a decrease. So change in electrostatic potential energy is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught multiplied by q1 into q2 upon r I will take r1 minus, see, because these two charges are opposite in nature and they are coming together, coming close to each other due to the force of attraction. This force of attraction is exerted by the electric fields, and because electric fields is spending the energy, that's why the electrostatic potential will decrease. R1 will be 2 and R2 will be 1. Okay, so here minus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 upon R2, right? So what will be outside? Q1, I'll take out common Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught bracket R1 minus R2. Okay, now we know that R1 is 2, R1 is 1, so 2 minus 1 will anyway become 1. Q1 Q2, it is 50 microcoulomb. Okay, 50 microcoulomb. So this will be, hey, there is one issue, one mistake which I made. This is 1 upon 2, 1 upon R1 minus 1 upon 1. Okay, so don't make any mistake over there. Okay, Q1 Q2, that is 50 microcoulomb. So 50 into 10 raised to minus 6 multiplied by minus 50 into 10 raised to minus 6. Why minus 50? Because this is, the second charge is negative. The whole upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Now this 4 pi epsilon naught will become 9 into 10 raised to 9. Okay, so no need of this fraction, into 9 into 10 raised to 9 multiplied by half minus 1 will be minus half. Okay, so let's continue here. This minus 50 and minus half will, the signs will, minus signs will cut. 50 into 50 is 2500. 10 raised to minus 6 into 10 raised to minus 6 is 10 raised to minus 12 into 9 multiplied by 10 raised to 9 multiplied by half. This half will cut with 2500. This will be 1250. Okay, 1250 multiplied by 9. Okay, let's see. 125 nines are 11250. Okay, so this will be 11250 multiplied by 9 into 10 raised to minus 12 into 9 into 10 raised to 9. This is, sorry, 10 raised to minus 12 into 10 raised to 9. That is 10 raised to minus 3. So this will be divided by 1000. So this will be 11.25 joule. This is the change in electrostatic potential energy after considering all the aspects. Uh, okay, now let us find, now this is the, you can say, energy, change in electrostatic potential energy of the system. So this electrostatic potential energy which this system of two charges has lost will get converted into kinetic energy at the second position, and mind you, this is the second position. So at second position, kinetic energy of charges is equal to 11.25 joule. Kinetic energy of both the charges is 11.25. Total kinetic energy we are finding right now, it is 11.25 joule. Therefore, kinetic energy of one charged particle is equal to 11.25 divided by 2 joule. 11.25 divided by 2 joule. Okay, so what will be the velocity at second position? So kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Kinetic energy is 11.25 divided by 2 is equal to half into m. Mass is 10 grams, so 10 upon 1000 we want in kilograms, multiplied by v square. So this 2 will cut, this 0 and this 0 will cut. So v square will be equal to 1125. So v is equal to under root of 1125, which is 33.54 meter per second. Right? So it was a good question. First we figured out के इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी में कैसे चेंज आता है, और वो चेंज मिलने के बाद हम लोग we can find the speed by considering the kinetic energy, right? So first we found the electrostatic potential energy, then the kinetic energy of both the particles, and then kinetic energy of one particle, and then equating it with half mv square we found the velocity. Correct? Next question. Two-point charges 9 microcoulomb and minus 2 microcoulomb are placed at a separation of 20 centimeter from each other. ठीक है? Let's draw this. So this is 20 centimeter. The first charge is 9 microcoulomb. Second charge is minus 2 microcoulomb. Calculate the electric potential energy of this system of two charges. I think it's very easy. Electrostatic potential energy E. I think you need to do the calculation. Electrostatic potential energy is U. I'm sorry. U is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught multiplied by Q1, Q2 upon R naught or R, whatever you want to write. So that is 9 into 10 raised to 9. Please put the value, start the calculation. Into 9 into 10 raised to minus 6 multiplied by minus 2 into 10 raised to minus 6, the whole upon distance between them is 20. So 20 into 10 raised to minus 2, that is in meters. So if you find the answer, if you calculate this, you will get the electrostatic potential energy of the system of two charges. Simple, formula based. Please find out. Pause the video and do the calculation. Okay, so the calculation comes out to be minus 0.81 because of the minus sign, minus 0.81 joule, right? So this is electrostatic potential energy. Electrostatic potential energy can be positive, can be negative, and can be zero also. Okay, can it be zero? Electrostatic potential energy, when it can be zero? When no, it cannot be zero. It cannot be zero. It can be positive or it can be negative. It cannot be zero. If there are no charges, then it can be zero. But if there is at least a single charge, then electrostatic potential energy of the system will be something, will be either positive or negative. It will be positive when both the charges are positive or both the charges are negative. It will be negative when one of the charges is positive and one is negative. Okay, so this is done. Second, what amount of work is required to separate the particles to infinite separation? Whoa. What amount of work is required to separate the particles to infinite separation? See, uh, we know that work done by a conservative force is equal to negative of the change in potential energy. Okay. Now, the work required to bring them to infinite separation will be minus of U2 minus U1, that is change in the potential energy, electrostatic potential energy, minus of U2 minus U1. Okay, now U2 minus U1, they are saying 2 is the final position, which is infinity, and 1 is the initial position. Minus of U2 minus U1. Is it minus of U2 minus U1, or is it just U2 minus U1? I think it is just U2 minus U1. Yeah, it is just U2 minus U1. If you can see over here, it is just U2 minus U1. So I'm just sorry for that small mistake I made. Let me correct it. Yeah. So it is not minus of U2 minus U1. It is U2 minus U1. So I will remove this minus sign and U2 minus U1. Now U2 is the electrostatic potential at infinity, which is definitely zero between any two charges, for any two charges, minus U1 is electrostatic potential difference at this particular position, which is minus 0.81 joule, which is 0.81 joule. Okay, so work done by conservative force in moving the charges to separation of infinity is 0.81 joule. So this was a pretty simple question, only concept was required, and that too not in the first part, because that was just formula based. Let's check the answer. Absolutely correct. Next question. One insulated metal sphere is charged to a potential of 3 into 10 raised to 5 volts. एक मेटल स्फीयर को चार्ज किया है to a potential of 3 into 10 raised to 5 volts. Okay, so voltage is, what should be the radius of the sphere so that it may cause breakdown in air? Dielectric strength of air is 3 into 10 raised to 6 volt per meter. Okay, dielectric strength of air is 3 into 10 raised to 6 volt per meter, and we have to find the radius of the sphere so that it may cause breakdown in air. Radius of sphere. Okay, uh, do we know the formula for finding electric field intensity and electric potential at the surface of metallic sphere? We certainly know the formula of electric field, that is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q upon R square. So this is basically the formula of electric field intensity at the surface of a metallic sphere of radius R and charge Q. But the formula for V, that is potential at the surface, is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q upon R, into Q upon R. Okay, so if we divide these two values, we can get a simple thing. E by V. See, if you divide E by V, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught will cut, Q will cut, and you will get R upon R square, which is basically 1 upon R, which gives you a very, very important formula. Now this formula is going to become very important. R is equal to V by E. Or there is one more important formula. E is equal to V by R. That's why electric field intensity is also known as potential gradient. Potential difference upon the distance. Okay, but that is not important in this case. Just one more perspective for you. So R is equal to V by E. Now for breakdown in air, the electric field intensity at the surface must be equal to the dielectric strength of the air. Okay, so we have to find the radius. Okay, and we know that V and E is given to us. So the value of V is 3 into 10 raised to 5, and the value of E is 3 uh, into 10 raised to 6. Why I'm taking 3 into 10 raised to 6? Because we have to break down the we have to break down the insulation of air. Okay, if you want to break down the insulation of air, then the electric field intensity of the surface should be equal to the dielectric strength of air. So dielectric strength of air is 3 into 10 raised to 6, and electric field we have not been given, so we'll take 3 into 10 raised to 6 as the electric field in this formula, and we will get 10 raised to minus 1, or 0.1 meter, or 0.1 meter into 100, that is 10 centimeter. Correct? So the radius of the sphere to break the insulation of the air must be 10 centimeter. So this was little different from our concept which we have learned, but still, because the question is given here, we cannot skip it. It is easy. If the concept is learned, it is very, very simple. So keep this in mind. Okay, these examples are very important and you must keep them in mind. Okay, the last question of this particular part. 2-point charges, 2 microcoulomb and 0.1 microcoulomb, are held at a separation of 20 mm. Okay, see, both the charges are positive. Both the charges are positive because it's not given otherwise. They have given one charges of 2 microcoulomb, the other charges of 0.1 microcoulomb. They have not said that one is positive, one is negative. They have not written any sign, so we'll consider both are positive. And they are held at a separation of 20 mm. Okay, so can I rewrite 20 mm into meters? That is 20 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. What work is required by an external agent to move the charges to half of the given separation? Half of the given separation, that means here, over here. The separation would be 10 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Okay, so if these are positive charges, then definitely external agent must do the work to increase the electrostatic potential energy of the system. But then we must find out that what is the increase in electrostatic potential energy. So increase in electrostatic potential energy is equal to work done by external agent. Work done by external agent. Okay, so what is the increase in potential energy? So definitely the potential energy of these like charges will be higher at the second position. This is the second position as compared with the first position. So what is that increase? So that is given by 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 upon R2 minus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 upon R1. Let's take Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught outside, and we'll be left with 1 upon R2 minus 1 upon R1. So Q1 Q2 is 2 into 10 raised to minus 6 into 0.1 into 10 raised to minus 6 into 9 into 10 raised to 9. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 raised to 9 multiplied by 1 upon R2 minus 1 upon R1. 1 upon R2 is 1 upon 10 into 10 raised to minus 3 minus 1 upon R1 is 20 into 10 raised to minus 3. Okay, so let's simplify this. 2 into 9, 18. 18 into 0.1, 1.8. 10 raised to minus 6, 10 raised to minus 6 is 10 raised to minus 12 into 10 raised to 9 is 10 raised to minus 3. If we take LCM inside, this will be 20 into 10 raised to minus 3 minus 10 into 10 raised to minus 3 the whole upon 10 into 10 raised to minus 3 multiplied by 20 into 10 raised to minus 3, and this will be 10 raised to minus 3 can come out common. So 20 minus 10 bracket 10 raised to minus 3, and here if you are going to multiply in the denominator, it will be 10 into 20, 200 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 6. Okay. Let's simplify everything. 1.8 into 10 raised to minus 3 multiplied by 10 into 10 raised to minus 3 multiplied by 10 raised to 6 the whole upon 200. 10 raised to 6 will cut with 10 raised to minus 3, 10 raised to minus 3. The 0 is going to cut over here, and you are going to be left with 1.8 upon 20, which is 18 upon 200, which is 2 9s are 200s are, which is 9 upon 100, that is 0.09 meter. Hey, is it meter or what? No, I'm sorry. That is 0.09 joule. So that is basically the increase in potential, electrostatic potential energy or work done by external agent. Let's check the answer. Yes, absolutely correct. 9 into 10 raised to minus 2 joule. ठीक है, सो आंसर्स निकल रहे हैं, कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आया है, एंड आई होप दैट इट इज हेल्पिंग यू ऑल्सो. ठीक है, चलो नेक्स्ट छोटा सा पार्ट है इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी ऑफ सिस्टम ऑफ चार्जेस, और इसके कुछ न्यूमेरिकल्स है, इंटरेस्टिंग है, ये खत्म करते हैं तो फर्स्ट पार्ट अपना फाइनली खत्म हो जाएगा. Okay, so the next part is electric potential energy of system of charges. Ab, this is not the second part of the chapter, but this is just the extension of the first part. So system of charges means there are many multiple charges present in a vicinity, and ये सारे charges का जो collective electric potential energy है वो कैसे हम लोग find out करेंगे. So consider a system of charges as shown in the figure, and let us assume that there is only one particle carrying charge q1 in a system. Interaction energy of the system is zero. When a second particle, अच्छा एक यहाँ पे हमने पहले कंसिडर किया कि सिर्फ पहले Q1 था, फिर सेकेंड पार्टिकल को लेके आए हम लोग Q2 जिसका चार्ज है, उसको इन्फिनिटी से लेके आए, उसके पोजीशन पे रख दिया हम. ठीक है, ये पोजीशन जो है Q2 की वो Q1 से R12 है. ठीक है, और देन फिर क्या होगा कि ये जो सिस्टम है उसकी इंटरैक्शन एनर्जी चेंज हो जाएगी. अब क्या होगा कि ये जो चार्ज Q1 है वो भी हम लोग मानते हैं कि पॉजिटिव है और Q2 भी पॉजिटिव है. तो हमारे सिस्टम की जो इंटरैक्शन एनर्जी है जो पहले जीरो थी, अब वो इंक्रीज होके क्या हो जाएगी 1/4πε0 Q1 Q2 अपॉन R12. सही है. When a third particle carrying charge Q3 is brought from infinity to this system, then the expression of electric interaction energy of this system will contain a total of three terms due to the three possible pairs. Three possible pairs कौन कौन सी है? पहली है Q1 Q2, दूसरी है Q2 Q3 और तीसरी है Q1 Q3. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे अगर तुम देखोगे टोटल इंटरैक्शन एनर्जी ऑफ अ थ्री पार्टिकल सिस्टम को ये लोगों ने बहुत ही इजीली बताया है. यहाँ पे सब कुछ सेम है, सिर्फ इधर देखो Q1 Q2 है, यहाँ पे सब कुछ सेम है. हाँ, यहाँ पे R12 है, जो ऊपर चार्जेस है उनके बीच का डिस्टेंस, ऊपर चार्जेस है उनके बीच का डिस्टेंस, Q2 Q3 है उनके बीच का डिस्टेंस. सो दिस इज बेसिकली द टोटल इंटरैक्शन एनर्जी और टोटल इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी ऑफ अ थ्री पार्टिकल सिस्टम. Similarly, when the next particle having charge Q4 is brought to this system from infinity, then this time three more terms will be added to the total electrostatic potential energies formula. So basically क्या हो रहा है कि अगर एक सिंगल पार्टिकल है तो इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी ऑफ इंटरैक्शन उसको जीरो पकड़ा है वो लोग ने. लेकिन अगर दो चार्जेस है तो वहां पे एक टर्म आती है, अगर तीन चार्जेस है तो तीन टर्म हो जाती है, और चार चार्जेस हैं तो छह टर्म्स हो जाती हैं. ठीक है, अब ये कौन सी टर्म्स है अगर तुम्हें देखना है तो देख लो. Q1 Q2 अपॉन R12 तो एज इट इज रहेगा, Q1 Q3 अपॉन R13 एज इट इज रहेगा, Q2 Q3 अपॉन R23 एज इट इज रहेगा. ये एक नया टर्म ऐड हुआ है Q1 Q4 अपॉन R14, Q2 Q4 अपॉन R24 and Q3 Q4 upon R34. So whenever a new charge enters the system, it interacts with the electric field of the existing charges. Work done by external agent gets stored as electric potential energy in the system itself. ठीक है, कोई भी नया चार्ज एंटर करेगा सिस्टम में तो वो सारे दूसरे चार्जेस के इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड्स के साथ इंटरैक्ट करेगा एग्जिस्टिंग चार्जेस के, और वर्क डन क्या होगा वो ऐड हो जाएगा, ऐड होता जाएगा, वर्क डन स्टोर होता जाएगा. सो इन केस ऑफ एन पार्टिकल सिस्टम, मतलब जिसमें एन पार्टिकल्स है टोटल, we can make all possible pairs of charges and then add their interaction energy together to get the total interaction energy or electrostatic potential energy. So 1/4πε0 तो बाहर रहेगा, फिर summation of all pairs of qi qj upon rij, ith and jth charges के सारे pairs के प्रोडक्ट अपॉन देयर डिस्टेंस को ऐड कर देना है. For an n particle system, the total number of possible pairs is equal to n bracket n minus 1 upon 2. So this is somewhat kind of तुम्हारा 11th में तुमने पढ़ा था ये I think sum of not sum of but I forgot that chapter. AP GP और उसके बाद था स्पेशल सीरीज एंड सीक्वेंस एंड सीरीज से तुम ये एक रिलेशन बना सकते हो। ठीक है, तो ये वाला फॉर्मूला यूज करके हमको आगे के क्वेश्चन करने हैं। अच्छा, की नोट में क्या लिखा है एक बार देख लेते हैं। वी कैन ऑल्सो अंडरस्टैंड द इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी ऑफ अ सिस्टम ऑफ चार्जेस एज द वर्क डन बाय एन एक्सटर्नल एजेंट टू असेंबल द सिस्टम ऑफ चार्जेस, ब्रिंगिंग देम फ्रॉम इंफिनिटी to their respective positions in the system. So basically electric potential energy is the work done by external agent to put the charges where they are from infinity. An electric potential energy of a system of n charges can be calculated as the sum of potential energies due to all possible pairs of charges, जो हमने देखा ऑलरेडी। ठीक है, सो दिस इज द नेक्स्ट पार्ट। इसके न्यूमेरिकल्स देख लेते हैं। टोटल 3 न्यूमेरिकल है, ज्यादा नहीं है, तो एटलीस्ट इसका कॉन्सेप्ट समझना है अपने को। Two electrons are held at some separation. A third charge q is placed at the midpoint between these two electrons. What should be q so that electric potential of the energy of the system, sorry, what should be q so that the electric potential energy of the system becomes zero? Whoa, electric potential energy of the system जीरो कब होगा? अच्छा, अब देखो एक बात तो क्लियर है कि ये वाला चार्ज नेगेटिव है, इलेक्ट्रॉन है, एक इलेक्ट्रॉन, ये वाला भी इलेक्ट्रॉन है, और ये वाला चार्ज क्या है? अब वो डेफिनेटली पॉजिटिव चार्ज होगा यार, समझो, ये डेफिनेटली पॉजिटिव चार्ज होगा, तब जाके टोटल इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी ऑफ द सिस्टम जीरो होगी। ठीक है, ओके, सो yes, so the charge in between these two electrons must be a positive charge in order to the total electric potential of the system to be zero. But now the question is, what is the total electric field of this uh, uh, system? So what is the formula for that? So formula is basically 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught multiplied by, or bracket, we have to take sum of all the pairs of charges. So let me take it as E into Q upon R, right? E into Q upon R plus E into Q upon R. Now see, this E is the negative charge. So if you want to write it as minus E, that is also okay. Okay, and then it will be E into E, minus E into minus E, that is E square upon 2R, right, for both the electrons. So this becomes zero, this becomes zero, the total uh, electric field becomes zero. Now what will happen is, when we solve this, we can get the value of q, we can get the value of q. Let's find it. पहले तो 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught वो साइड जाके जीरो हो जाएगा, and then we'll take the LCM. So this will become minus 2EQ upon R plus E square upon 2R is equal to 0. यहाँ पे LCM ले लेंगे, इधर 2 आ जाएगा, इधर 1 आ जाएगा, so this will be minus 4EQ plus E square upon 2R is equal to 0. 2R वो साइड जाके 0 हो जाएगा, so minus 4EQ plus E square is equal to 0. Minus 4EQ upon E square is equal to 0. Okay, so let's take E common from both the terms, so it will be E bracket minus 4Q plus E is equal to 0. Okay, so minus 4Q plus E is equal to 0, and therefore Q is equal to minus E upon minus 4 or E by 4. Q is equal to E by 4. So when a charge which is equal to 1/4 the value of the charge of an electron and positive in nature is kept between these two charges, the total charge of the system becomes 0. Right? Let's check the answer. Okay, absolutely correct. Let's go ahead. 3-point charges are arranged at the vertices of an equilateral triangle of ABC, equilateral triangle ABC of side L. Let me see if, yeah, over here I have one more question. Let me take that up. Okay, and I have something else. Do I have the, no, I don't have the figure. So I have to draw the figure and then find what is the answer. Okay, so 3-point charges. Let me draw one shape, a triangle. Okay, so 3-point charges are arranged at the vertices of an equilateral triangle ABC of side L. So this is L, this is L, and this is L. Charges at A, B, and C are plus Q. So charge at A is plus Q. Charge at B is plus 4Q. Charge at B is plus 4Q. And charge at C is minus 6Q. Okay. Calculate the electric potential energy of this system. Okay, electric potential energy of this system. Now, U is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. See, this is U is a scalar quantity. तो यहाँ पे charges की position क्या है उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. ठीक है. So first is AB, that is Q multiplied by 4Q upon L plus AC Q multiplied by minus 6Q upon L plus BC 4Q multiplied by minus 6Q upon L. Okay, so let's simplify this. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. So this is 4Q multiplied by Q is 4Q square minus 6Q square minus 24Q square upon L. So U is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and this will be minus 2Q square minus 24Q square. So that is minus 26Q square by L. Okay, so this is the total electric potential energy of the system. Now charge at A is moved to the midpoint of AB. Oh, charge at A is moved to the midpoint of AB. And charge at B is moved to the midpoint of BC. And charge at C is moved to the midpoint of CA. मतलब ये तीनों charges की position ये हो गई है. Let me show you the position with red ink. These are the new positions. Let me name that as A dash, B dash, and C dash. So A dash, B dash, and C dash are the new positions. Okay. Now, can you tell me what will be the distance between A dash and B dash? See, we know one thing, that this is an equilateral triangle. Okay. So, if this is an equilateral triangle, we can easily prove that the small triangle will also be equilateral triangle, and we can also say that if the new triangle is formed by joining the midpoints of an equilateral triangle, the new triangle's sides length will be half the length of the original triangle. So here the lengths of the sides will be L by 2, L by 2, L by 2. Okay. Calculate the electric potential energy of this system now. So now see, you can also pause this video and solve it. Charges are same. Here the charge is, let me write, here the charge is plus q, here the charge is plus 4q, and here the charge is minus 6q. Everything will remain same. Only this L will be now L by 2, L by 2 and L by 2. Nothing else will change. Only this will become L by 2, this will become L by 2. So I can guess the final answer to be minus 26 2s are 52q square upon 4 pi epsilon naught L. Minus 52q square. Yes, that is basically the new uh, electric potential energy of the system. And the third question which they are asking is, what work is needed to shift the charges to new locations as described in part 2. See, initially the potential energy was minus 26 q square by L. Now it is minus 52 q square by L. So the potential energy required to shift these charges from their initial position to final position is minus 26 q square by L, 4 pi epsilon naught L. Okay, so the answer of this last one will be minus 26 q square upon 4 pi epsilon naught L. I hope you understood why. Because see what is the change from the potential energy required over here to over here. It is this much. And that is the answer of the third one. Okay, so this was very simple question. Looked little complicated, but actually is very simple. Correct? Everything is perfect. Let's go ahead. The last question which we have today. Diagram is also given. 2 point charges of plus q are placed at two diagonally opposite corners of a square. अब देखो यहाँ पे वेक्टर का कोई इश्यू ही नहीं है, जो हमारा कूलम्स लॉ में था, मतलब फोर्स एक्सर्टेड बाय चार्जेस और इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड वाले में था. यहाँ पे ऐसा कोई इश्यू ही नहीं है, बिकॉज ये वेक्टर क्वांटिटी है ही नहीं इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी, तो इसके क्वेश्चन ज्यादा इजी है. ठीक है, चलो. सो 2 point charges of plus q are placed at the two diagonally opposite corners of a square. एक यहाँ पे रखा है और एक यहाँ पे रखा है. Another 2 point charges of minus q are placed at two other remaining corners, यहाँ पे और यहाँ पे. ठीक है. Take the edge length of square to be L. Okay. अच्छा, पहले ही मैं बता देता हूँ कि अगर ये स्क्वायर की लेंथ L है, ठीक है, तो इसका जो स्क्वायर रूट होगा, आई एम सॉरी, इसका जो डायगोनल होगा उसकी लेंथ कितनी होगी. ठीक है, सो लेंथ ऑफ डायगोनल is equal to root 2 times the length of the side of the square, that is root 2l. root 2l होगी. यहाँ पे a root 2 और a लिखा है, I don't know why. Let's check the question ahead. Calculate the work needed to move these charges slowly from an infinite separation to this given configuration. Assume that the force, अच्छा ये तो फर्स्ट पार्ट है, तो फर्स्ट पार्ट तो इजीली हो जाएगा. सो u is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught bracket sum of all the charges पेयर बाय पेयर हमको लेना है. सो पहले प्लस क्यू माइनस क्यू, प्लस क्यू इंटू माइनस क्यू इज माइनस क्यू स्क्वायर, उनके बीच का डिस्टेंस एल. ठीक है, प्लस क्यू और ये माइनस क्यू हो गया, अब प्लस क्यू और ये माइनस क्यू, ये भी हो जाएगा माइनस क्यू स्क्वायर अपॉन एल. अब प्लस क्यू और ये प्लस क्यू, ये हो जाएगा प्लस क्यू स्क्वेयर अपॉन, इनके बीच का डिस्टेंस है L√2 या √2L, L√2 लिखता हूँ, ठीक है। तो ये प्लस क्यू का सीन खत्म हो गया। अब हम लोग ले लेते हैं ए और बी के बीच का हो गया, ए और सी के बीच का हो गया, ए और डी के बीच का हो गया। अब बी, बी और ए के बीच का हमको लेने की ज़रूरत नहीं, ऑलरेडी हो चुका है। बी और सी का ले लेते हैं और बी और डी का ले लेते हैं। सो इट विल बी प्लस बी और सी के बीच में माइनस क्यू स्क्वेयर अपॉन एल प्लस बी और डी के बीच में क्यू स्क्वेयर अपॉन L√2, क्योंकि माइनस क्यू इंटू माइनस क्यू इज प्लस क्यू स्क्वेयर। अच्छा, B और C का हो गया, B और D का हो गया। अब C की बात करते हैं। तो C का सिर्फ D के साथ जो इंटरैक्शन है उसकी बात करेंगे। सो C प्लस क्यू इंटू माइनस क्यू इज माइनस क्यू स्क्वेयर अपॉन L। C और A का पहले ही हो चुका है, D का सबके साथ हो चुका है। आई थिंक वी हैव गॉट एवरीथिंग, टोटल 6 पेयर्स। ओके, सो क्या क्या है हमारे पास, देखो वी हैव गॉट माइनस क्यू स्क्वेयर बाय एल 4 टाइम्स, 1 2 3 एंड 4, ठीक है। सो यू कितना हो जाएगा, 1/4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट मल्टीप्लाइड बाय -4 क्यू स्क्वेयर बाय एल, -4 क्यू स्क्वेयर बाय एल। अच्छा, प्लस 2 क्यू स्क्वेयर प्लस 2 क्यू स्क्वेयर, क्यू स्क्वेयर प्लस क्यू स्क्वेयर 2 क्यू स्क्वेयर अपॉन L√2। अच्छा, अब एलसीएम लेना ही पड़ेगा यहाँ पे, बिकॉज उससे बिना तो आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते हैं। सो यहाँ पे √2 मल्टीप्लाई कर दूंगा मैं। सो u इज इक्वल टू 1/4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट -4 √2 क्यू स्क्वेयर प्लस 2 क्यू स्क्वेयर अपॉन L√2। ठीक है, कुछ कॉमन निकालेंगे तो देखते हैं निकाल सकते हैं कि नहीं। न्यूमरेटर में से कॉमन आएगा माइनस, माइनस निकाल लेते कॉमन, 2 क्यू स्क्वेयर, अंदर बचेगा 4 में से 2 चला गया, अंदर 2 का फैक्टर बचेगा। सो 2 √2 -1, 2 √2 -1 बचेगा अपॉन L√2। ठीक है, ये √2, ये -2 के साथ कट जाएगा, यहाँ पे √2 आएगा। सो -√2 क्यू स्क्वेयर इंटू 2 √2 -1 अपॉन L इंटू 1/4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट। सो दैट इज द टोटल work required to move these charges slowly from an infinite separation to the given configuration. Okay, let's check if this is correct. -2 √2 multiplied by 2 √2 -1 upon L into 1/4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट. Let's check. Yeah. सो वो लोगों ने क्यू स्क्वायर लिखा है ऊपर, हमें क्यू स्क्वायर मिला है, यस। उसके साथ √2 अंदर, अच्छा तो √2 को अंदर मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो विल गेट 4 -√2, 4 -√2 मिला है, करेक्ट। और नीचे 4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट एल, बिल्कुल सही है। सो अपना जो फर्स्ट आंसर है वो तो करेक्ट आ गया। सेकेंड क्वेश्चन क्या है, अज्यूम दैट 4 चार्जेस एट कॉर्नर्स ऑफ द स्क्वेयर्स आर हेल्ड फिक्स्ड, another charge capital Q is to be moved from infinity to the center of this square slowly. What additional work is required to do so? अच्छा, अब चारों चार्जेस तो यही है, मतलब पूरे जो सिस्टम की पोटेंशियल एनर्जी है वो इतनी ही है जितनी तुम्हें दिख रही है, यू का जो वैल्यू फाइनल आया हमें। लेकिन और एक चार्ज कैपिटल क्यू को लेके आ रहे हैं। अभी ये कैपिटल क्यू का कोई हमें नेचर पता नहीं है, वो पॉजिटिव है नेगेटिव है। पॉजिटिव इसको मान सकते हैं बट वी आर नॉट श्योर येट, पॉजिटिव मान सकते हैं इसको, ठीक है। बट व्हाट दे आर आस्किंग इज कि क्या वर्क डन, व्हाट वर्क डन विल बी रिक्वायर्ड टू मूव दिस चार्ज फ्रॉम इन्फिनिटी टू द सेंटर। अब ये सेंटर से सेंटर पे, ये डायगोनल के पॉइंट ऑफ इंटरसेक्शन पे रखेंगे इसको, मतलब ये चारों चार्जेस से इक्विडिस्टेंट रहेगा। सो ये चारों चार्जेस, व्हाट एडिशनल वर्क इज रिक्वायर्ड टू डू सो? एडिशनल वर्क की बात कर रहे हैं वो लोग। ठीक है, मतलब ये जो चारों चार्जेस है उसका डिस्टेंस कितना होगा सेंटर ऑफ डायगोनल से? √2l/2 होगा, √2l/2। अब ये √2l/2 डिस्टेंस हो जाएगा, और कैपिटल Q इंटू प्लस क्यू, कैपिटल Q इंटू माइनस क्यू, कैपिटल Q इंटू प्लस क्यू, कैपिटल Q इंटू माइनस क्यू, ये सारे पेयर्स बन जाएंगे। मुझे लगता है ये सब एक दूसरे के साथ सब्ट्रैक्ट हो जाएंगे, और टोटल वर्क डन विल बी जीरो। मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है टोटल वर्क डन विल बी जीरो। ऐसा मैं क्यों बोल रहा हूं मैं तुम्हें बताता हूं यहाँ पे। सी, एडिशनल वर्क डन U डैश, इसको मैं बोलता हूं 1/4πε0, ब्रैकेट एक Q चार्ज लाते हैं, ठीक है, वो Q चार्ज प्लस Q से, तो यहाँ पे प्लस Q इंटू स्मॉल क्यू आएगा। कितने डिस्टेंस पे है? √2l/2, √2l द होल अपॉन 2। ठीक है, फिर इसका एडिशन होगा माइनस Q इंटू स्मॉल क्यू अपॉन √2l/2 से, फिर इसका एडिशन होगा प्लस Q इंटू स्मॉल क्यू अपॉन √2l/2 से, फिर इसका एडिशन होगा माइनस Q इंटू स्मॉल क्यू अपॉन √2l/2 से। अब देखोगे अगर इसको सिंप्लीफाई भी करो तो एक टर्म पॉजिटिव और दूसरी वही टर्म है बट नेगेटिव है, फिर पॉजिटिव फिर नेगेटिव, मतलब ये सारी टर्म एक दूसरे के साथ कैंसिल हो जाएगी और ये पूरा ब्रैकेट जीरो हो जाएगा, और U डैश विल बी जीरो। मतलब नो एडिशनल वर्क is required to be done to move a charge to the center of the square, क्योंकि सेंटर ऑफ द स्क्वायर पे इक्विलिब्रियम, कोई भी वर्क डन नहीं करना पड़ रहा है, बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव टू एक्चुअली ओवरकम एनी इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन और रिपल्शन, एंड वी आर मूविंग दैट चार्ज एट दैट पर्टिकुलर लोकेशन। ठीक है, तो मुझे लग रहा है कि जीरो आंसर आना चाहिए। लेट्स चेक। यस, इट इज जीरो, इट इज जीरो। ये वैसे ही वो लोग ने कैलकुलेट किया है, ठीक है, सीधा AO BO लेके। सो यस, वी हैव कंप्लीटेड ऑल द क्वेश्चन सक्सेसफुली, एक भी क्वेश्चन छोड़ा नहीं, एक भी गलत नहीं आया, एक में भी हम अटके नहीं है। सो ये जो पार्ट है दैट इज सिंपलर आई थिंक, एंड दिस इज मोर अंडरस्टैंडेबल, बिकॉज यहाँ पे वेक्टर्स का इन्वॉल्वमेंट इतना नहीं है। वेक्टर्स आता है तो थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन होता है, बिकॉज कौन से वेक्टर कहाँ पे कंसिडर करने हैं, दैट कुड बी वन ऑफ द रीजन ऑफ कंफ्यूजन। ठीक है, तो ये प्रैक्टिस प्रॉब्लम 1 है जिसमें 12 क्वेश्चंस है। सो दिस आई एम गोइंग टू सेंड इट टू यू। फर्स्ट पार्ट सक्सेसफुली खत्म हो चुका है, एंड सून आई एम गोइंग टू पोस्ट द नेक्स्ट पार्ट। मैं मैथ्स भी स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ और फिजिक्स भी साइड बाय साइड हम कंटिन्यू करेंगे। ठीक है, सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो, बाय बाय।